All right.
Beauty and the Beef, episode 4.
Episode 4.
We are at the Chateau de Boeuf. We had our first guest last time with Ryan Caro. And tonight we got a super special guest. Up-and-coming artist who loves his craft, totally dialed in on what he's doing, from the Niagara region.
Yeah.
Fame Cartel.
Thank you. Thanks, boys.
Welcome.
Thanks, guys.
Welcome.
Good to be here. This is a fucking great setup.
You love it?
It's hilarious. So eclectic, you know? Like, there's so much shit going on in here.
Hey, can we talk 1 second about your boy up top here behind
There's
us?
a lot of memories for you.
Okay, we had a question before about it. Like, who painted that?
Yeah.
I know who painted it.
You do?
The guy's name is he's a Niagara artist. I think his name is Brian Churro.
Really?
Yeah, and
Niagara guy.
Yeah, and
Shout out.
And he did so we did a charity event for Ben Harper in Niagara, and he donated some pictures, paintings.
That was
and,
the Canadian Tire one.
Yeah, and I bought it.
Yeah.
And then, the best thing about him is he's all about community. He's all about helping his buddies. And we did an after party that we'll talk about. We'll talk about
Did we ever?
that. I was a very poor behaved human being.
You were a bit of a mess that time.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later on.
Did we?
But
Yeah.
you were the artist. You were the guy that played.
I was. That was a sweet gig.
And
Rooftop bar, Jack's Cantina.
is it still there?
It is still now. The building is still there. They sold the business, unfortunately.
Okay.
Great spot. One of my favorite bars when it was there.
So Fame's got a great. You're like, I'll say this. You're an average guy.
Yeah,
Total like
Pretty,
that's one thing
yeah.
I love about you is you're like a really normal dude.
really average.
But you're super talented, and you didn't start in music.
No,
Your background is tell us where you're from. Tell us how it started.
yeah.
Tell
From
us.
Niagara Falls, hockey player. Played a little bit of pro. Went to played university hockey, which I got a scholarship from playing in the OHL.
Where did you hold on? Back up.
Yeah,
Played in the OHL.
You played.
did,
Where'd
yeah.
you play your minor hockey?
minor hockey. I played.
Hold on. Let's get this out of the way. What are we drinking?
Okay. Yeah, that's
Al's
a fucking great idea.
Red Liquor Review.
You're doing that already.
Well, because we want to
You're
go
going- you're diving right into it.
we want. Yeah, well, I'm not going to sit around and wait.
We got to
Okay,
cheers you in here.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I like that.
tonight we're drinking. The
don't
reason why
screech people in,
we've
we
got a
scratch
couple
you.
bottles of this. We're into the Tessellé. It's a Grenache, a Syrah, and I always say move over dear, but it's Mouvredra. Mouvredra.
It's a what?
It's French.
Okay.
You're a cunning linguist.
I thought you were a Cali guy.
You know what?
We're switching it up,
I
eh?
am a Cali guy, but I'm trying to expand my horizons.
I like French wines.
I was going to get a bottle of Chateau de Neuf de Pape, but
That's a good one.
I decided to. I went for this because the lady at the LCBO recommended it. I think she said it was $20 a bottle, so I got 3 because I knew we were going to be here a while.
Yeah.
It says it's Old Vines, 2019.
So what's
What is-
meant by old vines?
Yeah. What is that?
Well,
What
it
is
means
that?
they're not new vines.
What the fuck
Right.
does that mean?
They're
Actually,
over 10.
Because they move vines, right? Like I know there's Italian wines
No.
that they moved because you can move it across the planet as long as it's on the same like.
I'm going to guess that
I'm not a
old,
scientist. I
above
can't
sea
fucking-
level.
I'm going to guess that old
Yeah.
vines are
like same climate.
Yeah.
You got to remember these vineyards in France have been there. This is French wines are I love California wines. French wines are like the granddaddy of the best wines in the world.
Okay.
They've been there forever. I assume they're called old vines because they're probably been there forever. They probably replace them every whatever. I don't know. I'll look into it. But it says old vines, and it's from it says spice of pepper, a touch of whatever that word is. Vibrant acidity. The wine is uncomplicated but rich. Sounds like me. Fleshy.
Does sound a bit
It
like
says
you.
fleshy.
Fleshy.
Huh.
It says this is me.
It means when you're picking the purple shit off your teeth.
Yeah, the wine is uncomplicated, not rich, but rich, fleshy, and very well balanced. This is called the Chateau de Al.
Right on.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, anyways, we're gonna try it. I've
Right
never
there.
had it,
Old vines.
and
Huh.
says that usually more than 25 years.
Interesting.
Probably more than 50 years.
Interesting. So not that old, really. Anything
Well,
over
old
50
vines
years would be
is-
considered.
Yeah.
I wonder how long a vine like lasts. Like how
You're
long?
from Niagara.
I know. I should know more.
The old vines concentrate the aromas, just like anything old, right? The aroma.
Yeah. My old man walks in there, so I smell his aroma. It's
Oh
old.
man, I used to bullshit
Stetson.
people on wine.
It's like when you go to an old age home, their aroma in there is just like halfway to a funeral home.
Jesus.
Fuck.
That's
tough.
And Fame's drinking. So this is a bottle of it's Hill Rock. What is it? It's from Hudson Valley, New York. It's a bottle of bourbon I would
We
have
didn't
brought
do our
home.
research here,
No.
folks.
No, I think
Well, I
that's
just
fair,
pulled it
though.
off the shelf. It's brand new.
There's
here.
a couple bottles up there, and I don't drink.
I just
anymore.
recently got into bourbon, to be honest with you.
Okay,
Okay. Let's give it a fucking pour here.
glad to see
I
you.
just got into bourbon. I really
Glad to
like.
see you left
I
something
really
for
like.
somebody
I really like Canadian rye. To be honest, like
Yeah.
I'm just a rye guy usually.
Do you know that if you go to the States or you go anywhere in the world, you're like, give me a rye and ginger. They have no idea what you're
fucking
talking
idea.
about.
It's $30 a shot, something like that.
Yeah,
right.
I know, but we drank up drinking. Anyways, cheers.
Yeah. Cheers, boys.
Here's to Fame Cartel. Beauty and the Beast. Thank you.
Guys. Thanks for having me.
So yeah, tell us minor hockey, how you got started.
Okay,
Were you good? Did you suck? What's going on?
started playing travel hockey when I was 10. They had Tyke back then. Do they still have Tyke?
No.
No.
No,
Don't
I feel like they don't have enough kids for it anymore.
really?
I think it's all like age now. Under
Right.
5, under 6,
Oh,
or whatever.
under 8.
Nonetheless, I started playing Tyke 10 years old. Always excelled. I was always like one of the better players. Always was a good skater.
Defense forward.
Defense. Offensive defenseman.
Ooh.
Because I started as a forward.
Sexy.
And then I didn't really I wanted the sexiness of scoring goals and getting
being the guy
assists
that-
and
Block shots.
yeah, but then I also realized if you're playing D, you play more, you get the puck more, all that shit. You don't have to skate guys down the ice, all that shit. So then
So you're lazy.
yeah. I guess so.
Oh, that forward thing, you have to skate? I don't want any part of that.
Fuck
Hey,
you.
whatever.
And then so I played up until whatever midget, and then I actually played a year in Toronto. I went to the GTHL,
What team?
Junior Canadians.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Great.
We had a couple good draft picks out of there. Alan Quine, Tyler Biggs was a first rounder.
Toronto?
Bust.
Yeah, huge bust.
Kind of a shit guy too. Would say it to his face.
Yeah.
yeah, shit guy.
going
So
on,
then,
Tyler?
so then I got
Shout out to Tyler
Great,
Big.
great,
Yeah.
great guy. Huge bush.
Yeah.
Huge bust. Fuck. Go
his
ahead.
dad played in the show for a long time too.
Okay.
He was
and then,
he was a bust as well.
Biggie.
Yeah, that was his nickname.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Shocker.
Hold on a second.
Shocker.
You finish, and then we're going to talk about hockey players' nicknames.
Okay, I like that. Okay, so then I get drafted to the St. Mike's Majors at the time, which are now the Steelheads.
Right.
Got drafted, was not going to make the team.
There must have been
first
guys
year.
on that team that made the show.
Honestly, I don't even think so. Percy, he was another first rounder.
Charlie Stevens on that team?
No, he was there before me, I think.
Okay.
Sounds familiar.
My boy Daryl Bootlin. Daryl Bootlin was one of my boys, but he's from Orangeville. He was in my high school.
St. Mike's guy, though?
Yeah, he was a Barrie Colts guy, and then Bert Templeton traded him to St. Mike's.
St. Mike's when it was in Toronto.
Yeah.
Like when it was proper St. Mike's.
And then you went to
I was
Mississauga St.
where,
Mike's.
at the Hershey Center, which was great. Like, cool arena, but fuck. No fans. Like, ever.
Well,
Ever. Because the market there is the Leafs.
Did
right?
they ever put a billboard of you on the back of a bus?
No, I was a scrub.
Okay.
So anyway, let me continue here. So I don't make it the first year, and then I played a year junior B in Niagara Falls at the old rink. For anybody who knows what that looked like, so the old rink was
Team
like,
name?
huh? Niagara Falls Canucks,
Okay.
junior B.
I feel like that's like a legendary.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like I remember it
Oh,
being
yeah.
like the junior B team.
Yeah.
People loved it.
Terry Masterson owned the team.
Yeah.
Coach, legend,
Nice.
great person.
A lot of girls,
help me along with-
at those games.
Yeah, sometimes not the ones you want there, but it's fine.
It's no way.
Yeah.
It's no way to talk
You know.
about your family, but
Yeah,
it's fine.
exactly.
My-
so we're
my
talking about your
family.
grandmother.
Yes.
That's not very nice. You were talking about were we talking about his grandmother on the last pod?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
And something about the politician that was hung.
Well hung.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Poor
she
Mike.
she knows about somehow.
I don't think so.
She sent me
we-
she sent me pictures.
We cannot prove that.
So what was that? Where was I there?
You're
Oh yeah.
playing
So
junior B.
okay. So I played in the old rink. So and then they built a new rink the next year. So I go to the OHL camp the next year. I'm on the cusp of making it, but they were going for the Memorial Cup that year. That's when Mississauga hosted.
Yeah, so they're
And
hosts.
Owen Sound won that year, I think.
So they didn't win the O.
No,
They lost the O, but Owen Sound won.
correct.
Okay, so,
So then-
just so people know, they have one host city.
Yeah.
The host city gets in the Memorial Cup automatically. Whoever wins the OHL, the WHL, and the QMHL. So the host conference gets one or two teams, and then you get one from the other side.
Yeah.
Probably, if you don't know anything about hockey, the hardest championship to win in sports.
Absolutely. I think so, at least. So again, didn't make the team that year, but I went back to the Canucks. We had a new rink. You got a phone call there, eh? Fucking
Whatever.
no phones in the room,
Phones
eh?
off.
Just
Fucking
trying
guy.
to.
Phones off.
And then that year,
It's actually your old coach.
second
Colin. He
year-
says your shit too.
yeah, fuck.
So
That year, I ended up getting defenseman of the year, defenseman of the whole league.
you did.
I had 50 points in 50 games or something
Oh,
like
good for
that.
you.
Wow.
Yeah, I lit it. It was the best. It was one of the best years.
I lit it.
Yeah, it was one of the best years of my life, like that I can recall, and then also one of the best years for hockey wise, because I got all the opportunity playing power play, playing PK, all that stuff. We went to the Sutherland Cup that year,
Junior B championship.
Junior B championship. We lost in
Stratford?
like 5 games. That was nope. Elmira.
Sugar Kings.
Yeah.
Sugar Kings, yeah.
So that happens, whatever. And then I end up getting a spot in the OHL the next year. Played 3 years, got traded to Windsor my last year, which was a great experience.
Who's the coach? Bob.
Yep, Bob Bugner, the boogeyman.
Yep.
So that was an awesome time because they treated you like a pro. And then I ended up getting a scholarship. I didn't get any pro offers after that. I was in the mix. I was a first, second line guy, but it was just I was the OA. It was and I was more interested in going to school.
Yeah. What was the for all our young fans out there that are playing there and playing in hockey right now at that level?
Yeah.
What was the draft like? What was that kind of experience like?
Fuck. You're expecting yourself. Well, it depends, man. Like
Did you
how much-
even
you
go?
gotta
set
How
your
much
ex-
go?
How much
No.
school did you do?
You got to you have to set your expectations. I thought I was going to go maybe top 5, and then after the 5th round, I'm like, oh my god, I'm not going to.
I'll just go golf.
I went 7th round, like 135th or 6th or something like that, which is like,
No, it's
I mean, if you're
great.
talking all of Ontario and you have American kids coming in and Euros.
So,
and
I'll just interrupt you there because the OHL is so hard to get drafted in because you have to think there's 4 million people, 5 million people live in Toronto, and everybody that's Ontario based, like it's not like, somebody will give me shit about this, but it's not like the Dub or the Q because you're fighting with some of the largest, like the populations in Ontario.
100%.
So
It's super competitive.
So, and for you to say I'm a 7th round pick, I mean, I think that's great.
Dude, I'm very proud of that.
They probably went 15 rounds.
Yeah. And if I didn't go to the GTHL,
No,
scouts
you
wouldn't have came down.
You would have never got seen.
Because that's where OHL Cup and all the Marlies games and all that stuff, like that's where it's kind of centralized there. So a scout can go see 3 guys in a weekend if they want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
NHL scouts.
Let's be honest. If you're going to a GTHL game there's probably 10, like the majority of people now drafted in the O are going to the GTHL. You're going to find the odd diamond in Sudbury, and you're going to find the odd diamond in. There's some kids from town here that have been drafted. But even there's guys from town here that they went to the GTHL. Ryan O'Reilly went to the GTHL.
You go there.
You
have to go
went to
there.
the GTHL.
Right.
So like if you go to be seen
noticed.
to get
Yeah.
You got to be seen.
Yeah. So I don't know, where was I going?
Wow,
there?
when you're done in the O,
Done in the O, got a scholarship because every year you play in the OHL, you get a year of tuition paid for.
Yep.
they have a scholarship program.
Yeah.
good
So I decided not to go to a school in Ontario. I just decided to go out east because they can bend the rules a bit there, give you some extra money, which is great. That's kind of the idea. Yeah. Well, they do. It's public knowledge.
Where'd you go?
I went to St. Thomas University in Fredericton, New Brunswick.
Freddie,
which was sick. But we shared a camp.
Good party town.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
he just looked.
Oh man. Any of my friends that are listening in Fredericton right now, you know exactly what I'm talking
What's the
about.
population in New Brunswick?
I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna ballpark.
How about Fredericton?
600,000
No, you'd be surprised,
Fredericton.
man. I would say 100,000, 80.
of the whole province.
Fredericton.
Oh, a Fredericton, yeah.
Freddie's probably like
Freddie's got
60,000.
120,000 people.
58.
Oh,
to
okay,
60.
there you go.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay.
58,000.
That's 2016 though.
Okay, well, it's 61 now.
Anyway, so I go there, I play 2 years, and then they fucking bring us in at the end of our second. We didn't. Oh, by the way, we didn't win like ever. We had like a wicked lineup. We just could not win. We would be up four nothing.
Boy, those scholarships were well worth it.
Yeah. No shit. Yeah, we had like NHL draft picks on our team. Actually, all the teams out there, they got guys that, had some
Didn't make
NHL.
it.
But yeah, whatever, right? Second year.
What'd
we're
you
done.
take in school?
Arts.
Ooh.
Which means fucking nothing. Which means you can take whatever you want.
Yeah, which means you took the pub on Tuesday, the Rippers on Wednesday, the pub on Thursday.
No rippers there, actually.
No Friday courses.
No Friday courses.
No.
Meat draw on Saturday.
Guys, I wasn't a good student, is what we're fucking getting at here, all right?
Did you graduate?
I went to 4 years of university.
So you're a doctor.
I went to 4 years of university.
Okay.
It's also.
I was there for 4 years.
This is a room of learning.
How
men.
close are you?
One course.
What the fuck are you doing?
I know. So stupid. But I mean, I'll get it done.
Can you promise me right now you're going to finish it?
I'm going to finish it. It's like I'm going to
Say
finish
I
it.
promise Beauty and the Beef right now.
I promise Beauty and the Beef, I will finish it.
Before the end of 2025.
Before the end of 2025. Yeah, I'll give it. Yeah.
I'll give you 16 months or 20 months or whatever the hell it is.
Is that the? Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're
Yeah,
coming,
no, I
and
need
we're
to
coming
do
to your graduation.
Okay, so let me finish, and then
I would like to
we'll
throw your hat
dive
in the
into
air with the
something else.
tassels up.
So I transferred to Waterloo University. Or sorry, I didn't even finish that story. So they bring us in after the end of the second year, and they're like, "Boys, we're shutting the program down."
We're so fucking bad with us.
Honest to God, there was guys that were 3 years into a degree, 4 years into a degree, and they were gonna graduate, and a lot of those guys had to transfer because, and when they did transfer, they lost credits because
finish the degree.
yeah, they had to go finish it, right?
God.
So I was lucky enough. I'm like, you know what? I'm going back to Ontario. It's way better. So I was just gonna go to Brock. I was actually committed to Brock. I kind of fucked them, but
Nothing
so
wrong with
then
Brock.
Waterloo calls. They're like, Kate, you're in. You have the marks to get in roughly, and you're gonna be a first liner. And
Well,
I'm
you
like,
should
okay.
have the marks. You did a 3-year course in 5 years, so
Yeah,
They bent the rules.
Yeah.
pretty much. So
you're like, how much cash?
So
how much cash am I getting?
I finished school at Waterloo.
Any BlackBerry stock back in the day?
Shut the fuck up. That's not. Yeah, is that guy still around? The
Jim
rim guy.
Silly, yeah. Wow, there's 10 of them. Lazarus.
It's a family.
Yeah, they're all there.
Okay.
Well, they're not there. I mean, they got billions. They're not there. Not hanging around here.
So then after I was done at Waterloo, I got picked up to go play in the East Coast League.
Oh my!
So I
the
played
jungle.
Yeah, I played
The jungle.
in Cincinnati
The
for basically
Cyclones?
half a season. Cyclones.
Yeah.
Honestly, man, did really well.
So
Enjoyed
fun
it.
and
Got
fun.
played well. Yeah, being on the back of a bus in the middle of the United States isn't it?
Who's their farm team from the
Buffalo.
AHL? Buffalo.
Or sorry, Rochester in the
Rochester.
Sabres.
Buffalo.
And for those that don't know, the ECHL is well, you know what I mean. They call it the jungle, frankly,
Yeah.
because it is you're not the NHL,
wild,
you're not
man.
the AHL, you're the next thing
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
And it's like you get a lot of guys that have signed contracts that have made money or they got dough. You got guys that are playing for $200 a week.
Yeah.
And a guy I'm good buddies with, Mike Couch, out from Nova Scotia. He played for Johnstown, where they filmed the movie Slapshot.
Yep.
And when he called me one time, he's like, "The mill's closing and the town's folding." And I was like, "It's like the fucking movie."
like fucking Slapshot.
50 years
Is that where
later.
they had
Yeah.
the big flood too?
And I went there. I went there for the closing weekend, and it was like the bar that Reggie Dunlop, Paul
Steel
Newman.
Town, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's what it was.
Yeah, it was like
It's like fucking Hamilton.
It flooded every year.
It's like
'cause of the
Cornwall,
bomb house.
Ontario.
Oh fuck.
Johnstown was like, man, their hockey fans loved it though. Like Cincinnati, did they love it? Or was
You
it
know
too big
what
a
they
market?
did? Because we were attached. So like in Cincinnati, anybody who's been there, they have the NFL stadium, and then they have the America's. What is
The Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah, the Reds play there, but it's like some famous park. America's fucking. I don't know what it's called. But then we're all
been
at.
to
So
it.
then we have the. There was a hockey arena, but they were all connected by like a walkway.
Okay.
So you could literally go see like a matinee MLB game, and then you could come to our game at 7:00 on a Saturday night, and then there's bars like down the street.
Yeah.
So
There's a bar. Yeah, I went to Toby Keith's there one time.
yeah, and they got like the tin roof thing going down there.
Yeah.
So it was a great place to play, and we packed it. Like we had, I think it was 14 grand every night there.
Were you good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Playoff, like we made playoffs. We were kind of middle of the pack. We had a lot of guys go up and down because again, like what you were saying, we had a lot of draft picks,
Were you
like NHL signed guys.
Do you feel like as a Canadian guy, like were you treated good there? Like treated well? Like
Oh, yeah.
yeah. They're like,
Most of the guys there.
was it like a hockey novelty thing where you're like, these guys are hockey players? Like I feel like you go to those ECHL or even AHL places, and the guys like people gravitate towards hockey players because they're like, hey, they're like you, they're fun fucking guys,
right?
Always good looking.
I think
burly, tough, drinking,
Great hair.
usually,
yeah. Ugh.
No, I think. Well,
Should have wore a hat.
yeah, it's fine. That's a great hat, by the way. Great hats all around here.
Hey, I got a question for you though.
Okay.
Back to the. So how much in a league like that does the fan base, like how much does that get you fired up? Does it contribute?
Yeah, no, it's fun. Like for sure. Like when you're coming out to 10,000 people, how do you not get up for that? It's like when you're playing for the London Knights and you have 10,000 a night and you're 18 years old, and
I feel like that fan base
is much more.
They're rabid. Like
but these people are too, man. Like
yours.
But like in Cincinnati,
like if you're going to watch a hockey game in Cincinnati, you're dialed in.
Blue collar, like
people are buying
like
jerseys.
game in Buffalo.
I was there for
Buffalo game the other night with Toronto.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Fuck. There was like
Lights
there's a picture when ROR scored his third. He's in the corner like this, and it's all Leaf fans. And if you're like, I love Terry Pagula because he owns the Bills, but you'd be like, we just got to own it.
This guy's killing me.
That's why they put a team there.
They're also the biggest name in hockey.
No? Yeah.
But
anyway, sorry.
So when regardless of where you are, if you have 10,000 people, wearing jerseys and showing up to your game, like you're pretty fired up.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Similar.
And then, so I was there for I might have been there 10 games, and we did like this auction night for the season ticket holders. My jersey went for like $1,000, and there was guys going, I think Rick Vive's kid, Viver, I can't remember his name.
Viver nickname.
Viver. Speaking of,
let's do that.
Speaking of nicknames,
shitty.
His jersey went for like $2,500 or $3,000.
Richard,
and it's like, but he was also, he's got the Vive name.
Yeah.
From his old man. He was also there for a while. He was like the Reg Dunlop of the place.
He's been around forever.
And they actually, I'm not sure if it's true still, but they have the player coach contract in the East Coast League now.
They still do. So
they still do.
I know.
It's amazing.
A guy, that Daryl Bootlin, that I talked about, his older brother Nick, who was a Guelph guy.
Justin Vive. Sorry, Justin.
And his Nick Bootlin, when he was done playing the NHL, he went to Kalamazoo, the K-Wings, and he was the player. Here. And Nick's an unbelievable guy, and he got ingrained in the community, and he got doing stuff, and his wife's their kids are from there. So then he became the player coach, and imagine a player coach, like
it's hilarious.
He's on the bench playing. He's like up next, like there'd be assistants and stuff, but like he was the player coach, and now he's the GM. And I literally had a conversation with my brother this week, and I was like, they stayed in Kalamazoo the other night, and he was like, Nick was really good. He helped me get tickets for Cody Johnson in February, and he's just a good guy, really good guy. And he's like, I'm like, he's a GM. He's been there for, I bet he's been there 20 years, and his life's in Kalamazoo. And that's a small guy from Shelburne, Ontario. Like he's...
Schaumburg or Shelburne?
Well, both. He was born in Shelburne.
He's from two spots at once.
Yeah.
He is. Well,
this guy's interesting.
His mom's from Schaumburg. His dad's from Shelburne.
Yes, and he's from Kalamazoo. So,
okay.
But at the end of the day, he's a guy that moved to the U.S. and made a career as a GM and in a small market like Kalamazoo.
Yeah.
And that's middle of Michigan.
It's such a grind, man.
It's a grind.
It's such a grind.
Do you remember how much money? What was your paycheck when you were in Cincinnati?
I was making $600 American a week.
And your rent was
like,
$500
it's like
American.
$4,000 Canadian.
No, rent's paid for.
Yeah, but your booze bill would be $600.
Yeah,
American.
and I mean, like, I don't
the
know.
bars take care of you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really do. That's the cool part because they really know who you are. But there's such a changeover of guys in that league, which so they they do know who you are, but they're not that familiar with you. Like they don't know you personally, right?
If you ever want to, if for all hockey fans out there that are listening, if you ever want to look at a hockeydb.com, go and look at a East Coast team roster.
Oh, it's hilarious.
There's 70 guys on it in a year.
Up, down, cut.
Like literally, like now back in the day, you used to be able to say, "Oh, I'm a hockey player in a bar," and girls would believe you. Now you're like a hockey player in a bar. She Googles you. You're a pigeon. You're not on there.
Yeah.
And if you are on there, she's like, "Oh, you played for, the Cleveland Barons." So you Google it, and then you would literally do this.
Yeah.
Because there's 80 guys that played an ECHL team.
Yeah.
Or an SPHL team.
Yeah.
Or whatever the hell it is.
SP. Jesus Christ.
At the AHL, they're still like those guys are on one ways or like they still got a shot, right?
Yeah.
But do you miss I know you obviously miss the guys in the room.
Yeah, I miss that stuff for sure. I was always a room guy.
You don't yeah.
Like always, that's half the fun right there. Playing is like you get to a point where you're just.
I was on Clarkie's men's league. I was a room guy.
Oh yeah,
definitely
room guy.
Not a lot of goals, a lot of
fun
showers,
a lot of fun,
a lot of showers.
Well, and then he blew his knee off the post. So
and then I haven't.
You got a bad knee?
Then he became
the other one. I was in a terrible hockey accident with him that I had to have knee surgery, and I've not been on the skates since.
Really?
I haven't been on skates.
Watched it happen.
Probably like 10 years I haven't been on skates.
Yeah.
Like screaming and shit.
Nope. Just came off the ice and said,
he's just like, that's it.
Knee.
That's
literally
it, boys.
laid there and got
Dicked
up.
it.
And then I went to the room and I sat there and I was like, I have a problem. Smelling it. I had a shower and then I walked my hockey bag up. I was on the 4th floor of the parking lot that night. And I walked my car. I went home and 2 days later I went to a doctor and they're like, we need to redo your D. And I was.
How old were you?
50.
I was 10 years
so
ago.
It was back in the fucking 70s or what?
No, I'd be about, I'll tell you, my daughter's 7 and I had the knee surgery done when she was like 2 months before she was born.
Oh shit.
And it was, like at some point, for everyone listening out there, if you are 30 to 40 to 50 years old, you're not going to make the NHL. So...
Amen to that.
Like, just focus on your career and your job. The fucking dream is over. Unless you're playing pro hockey and you're in the system.
Unless you're in the game already.
But if you're playing hockey 5 nights a week.
ECHL.
If you're playing 5 nights a week, you're either doing it to get away from your wife.
Oh.
True.
Or husband.
Or husband.
Or husband.
Thank you.
True.
Nice.
We're inclusive.
I like that.
Yep.
You have a drinking problem, which we're okay with. But you're not going to the show.
No.
You're not going to play in an old timers game. So... wake up.
However, there was one guy who did it.
Yeah, the goalie.
Goalies. It happens with goalies
David
more.
Ayers is
happens with goalies more. But Justin Danforth, who I played with in Cincinnati, he was up and down from Rochester, and then last year he played in Columbus.
Yeah, there's guys like Scott Darling's.
To your point, like less than 1% of the 1% that make it. Are that guy.
At what age did you know you had to pack it in and get a fucking job?
Honestly, man, earlier than you'd think. I kind of kept it going because it was like my thing. Like probably, I would say 25.
You're like, I'm not making the show.
Yeah. Well, once you go to university, that ship kind of sails. Right. I don't know.
But you also like.
Well, your focus is different.
Ben Harper's a buddy of ours, and we're gonna have him on the pod at some point, whether he likes it or not.
Yeah, he's coming. I'm fucking coming.
When he comes, you're here.
Oh yeah.
And he's got an amazing story too, because he talks about like, I played in Niagara and I didn't even really know what getting drafted was, and he got drafted by the Guelph Storm, and he got on an unbelievable team that went on an OHL championship run and should have won the Mem Cup, and he's just, and then he got drafted the NHL, and he just got an extension that we've talked about. Like, there is a path, and the path is not always like, Ben's a smart guy,
super smart guy, super smart family,
and but he's also the most genuine guy. But like, he never really, he's like, he'll tell you, I didn't know about playing hockey until I got drafted, and then he's like, maybe I can make a run of this thing. Here he is getting a 2-year extension in New York. So I'm happy for guys like that.
Oh man.
But I also commend you for knowing that it wasn't the
It was
end
just
game?
kind of. I just remember being. I was working a construction job, like I was like a project manager one summer in between seasons, and I just remember sitting in the truck, just being like, I'm kind of sick of sitting on the back of a bus. I'm sick of not getting played, even though I'm like maybe better than the guy that's the draft pick.
Everyone thinks they're better than draft picks.
Sure, but I was I was doing better, and everybody was taking notice. Like it
But
was
they
just
have money in that guy,
right.
He's a second round
So
pick.
you're fucked.
We gave him a $100,000
yeah.
bonus. So Dio's on the back of the bench.
100%. And then I was just like, you really got to be committed. Like you got to be in the gym. You got to be on the ice every day. All that stuff.
Were you committed?
I was, but for the longest, I don't know. Like once I hit 25, I was just kind of like, you know what? Maybe there's more. But mind you, I also had the music thing. I also had I'm a little bit socially different than the average hockey player. I was, I had other like hobbies and stuff
Interests.
like that. You know what I mean?
So what did you do? You just quit and said, I'm going to be a fucking superstar?
No, I quit. Well, kind of. Not really. I didn't really have a plan. I was just like, that's kind of it for me.
Do you still play now?
I play like once a week if I can. This year, not so much.
'Cause you're dialed
I played
in.
Senior A for a while. That was fun, but again,
For who?
Hamilton Steelhawks.
Nice.
Oh my God. Do you want to talk about a beer league?
It's like juvenile.
It's fucking. It's good hockey, dude.
It's great. It's the Allen Cup.
There's so many
It's the Allen
ex
Cup.
NHLers or ex AHL. Lots of like
Dundas, Real McCoys.
Yeah, I almost played there this year. They asked me to
Steve
play, but I was like,
Rice,
no.
all those guys.
A lot of fighting too.
Yeah, but I also
Fast
wanted
hockey.
to me like the way
Small
my
ice.
brain operates is like I wanted to also try different things. I wanted to try the music stuff. I wanted to play more
That's-
golf. I wanted to fucking do different things. I wanted to travel a bit. I wanted to
So how do you, when you were playing hockey, were you like playing the guitar?
Yeah, I've been playing guitar since I was like 6.
Okay, so like,
It's a good question.
so you
Yeah, it is a
go,
good question.
so you go to like, you're in the room, you're broken down, you're not getting played, riding the bus,
Yeah.
probably being a little bitch,
Yeah.
and you're
Big bitch. For sure being a
Yeah,
bitch.
big bitch, and you're like finally like, I've had a job, I'm gonna pack this fucking thing in. So now you're like, all right, what am I gonna do? And you get a job.
Fucking yeah, with no plan. So I worked for Hockey Monkey. You know the online.
Oh yeah,
I worked for Hockey Monkey. Yeah,
that's where I met
so
you.
It's yeah.
You were selling
man.
a Hockey
that
Monkey
era
shit.
when we met.
Yeah.
So I
That's
worked for
right.
Hockey Monkey. I was selling
Peddling me a Hockey
I was
Monkey
selling
shit.
team equipment
Team apparel.
for CCM, Bauer, Warrior, all the boys.
And by the way, those guys were great guys.
Yeah, they were.
They were good guys.
They really were. And I'll bust that open later.
Yeah. All right.
The guy Jeff Corey, who owned the company.
Yeah.
He ended up getting rid of me because I wasn't a good enough salesperson, which is fine. I had no experience in sales, and he kind of threw me a bone
You know
before
what though?
anybody else did.
I kind of admire guys like that give you a shot.
I
They
totally
give you a shot.
agree.
Fire.
And
What's his name?
Jeff Corey.
You know what? I give Jeff Corey a lot of love because
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta hire a guy to give him a shot.
And he was straight business. Like when he did let me go, he was straight business. He's like, you could. It wasn't personal. And I've seen him since, and we've had the same conversations, same relationships. So which is great. So I did that.
How much stuff have you bought from Hockey Monkey lately?
None.
Sorry, Jeff.
So which is why they moved to team sales.
Ooh.
They sell bulk.
So, and then you started. I know you have a day job.
Yeah.
We don't need to get into that. But I think you decided that you want to be because you're a talented guy. First time I ever met you. I feel like I met you through Ben somewhere, but I don't know. I feel like I met you before his charity event.
Oh, yeah. Ben was doing his fundraiser.
So
And then he's like, I got this guy. His name is Al.
So Ben and I
Heard that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ben's
Shocker.
got a charity event that we did one year. And there's a handful of people. There's Katie and Abby and Deb and Linda. They all helped us. And it was this event that we did was ball hockey in Niagara Falls. So Ben's just the best guy. So he shows up at the rink at 6 a.m. after a night out of karaoke at Big Texas.
That was a fucking great night.
I love karaoke.
Yeah, it was great till we're like 40 vodka sodas a time, and they kept coming. So we did that.
We also had to be up early the next day.
Yeah,
It
5
wasn't
a.m. to go
fucking-
to the goddamn rink. It was
That was
awful.
ugly. That got ugly.
That's funny, Dio, because you say that's ugly, and I didn't see you at the rink at 5:30 a.m.
No, I definitely was not there.
I was at the rink with our team,
but I was hungover elsewhere not at 5:30 though.
We'll tell
We'll
tell the roulette story too of the next night. That's the best story. So, we go to the rink and Ben Harper shows up and it's 6 a.m. 6:30 a.m. and he's talking to the kids and the kids love it. We actually had to move all the rinks inside because it was 35 degrees out. We couldn't do anything
Heat
outside.
wave.
Celsius.
And I only met Dio the night before. And we actually met you because we had dinner at a great Italian place in Niagara Falls called...
Drawing a blank.
It's not called
Chateau
Cantina.
de Boeuf.
No, it's not called Cantina. It's not called Castilla.
It's called shit.
I'll find it. It's
Antiques.
Antiques. If you're ever going to Niagara Falls, Canada, this place,
Great pizza.
it looks kind of touristy from the outside, but it is unbelievable food. We actually went there the first night. And we went the second night after the fundraiser.
Yeah.
So the second night after the fundraiser, we went to Antigua's and we had Brady Tkachuk and we had some NHL guys that we went with us, and the people took care of our bill because Ben just got traded to the Leafs. At the time.
Literally fucking like
He got traded on July 1st.
Yeah, because didn't we have everything set up for like his Ottawa jersey and all that
we
shit?
We were auctioning off Ottawa jerseys, and all of a sudden we had to go get Leaf jerseys and stuff, and then he got traded there. Yeah. So I only met Fame here the night before, and I said, "Who's this guy? Why are we paying him? Like he's the band at this bar called Jack's." So as soon as the event was done, and by the way, that event we had like these NHL guys came out and donated their time. Luke Gazdick, Marcel Dion, Brady Tkachuk, Dan Girardi. Yeah. Who's the other guy that was a defenseman in Guelph? Ryan.
No, fucking Finner wasn't there, was he?
Yeah, Finner was there. We had a bunch of guys. I remember going downstairs and I said to Ben, "Who's this band? Did you have a band name at the time?"
The Keystones.
The Keystones. Yeah.
That was the band I played with from at the time I was like from like 17 to like 23.
What's the history on the Keystones? Why Keystones?
Oh, we were a cover band. Yeah. So when I would come home in the
Keystone
summer,
Light.
When I would come home, that's where we got it.
Yeah,
fucking
actually?
Shocker.
No way.
Well, we were just like we're gonna play some tunes, and it's like, okay,
what are we drinking?
What are we? Yeah,
Keystone Light.
We weren't even drinking it. I think it was just an empty box. Anyway, but
and he used to play at a bar called Yankees.
Yeah, so we played all the bars in like the Niagara region.
Right
so
here,
we
Keystones.
Yeah, that ain't us.
That ain't them.
They fucking stole our name.
That's a guy that made
Look at
it.
this shit.
So
Anyway.
I go downstairs and I
made
I remember that day it was so hot out and it rained.
Yep.
And we had to deal with the guys at Jackson. We had to.
I had all my equipment set up.
Yeah, but you guys had it covered. It was fine.
Wow.
Well, I mean, I don't give a shit about that stuff. Whatever, just play. So
Yeah.
I remember being down in the parking lot, and Ben's like, "These are my guys," and that's where I kind of like saw Dio from the night before. I'm like, "Hey," he's like, "Whatever." So Fame's like, he had me in the circle. He's like, "This is Al's event. This is our band," and they do their little pregame ritual, which was really nice to include me in. And then we go upstairs. At this point, I'd had enough.
47 drinks.
I was going, and then Ben shows up and he's got a blazer on, like he's.
Wow, it was his day.
And he's so put together. He's just like, I'm not getting wild till I need to get wild. So I went up and he goes, "You got to introduce me." And I was like, "Man, I've been in one for like 2.5 hours, lobby bar." And I went up to the mic and I was like, "Ladies and gentlemen, we've had a day." And I remember like staying there. And I was like talking, being like, "We raised this and we did this for Canadian Tire." And I was like, I could see me times 5 losing the crowd. And I was like, I ain't good. I was like, Ben Harper, everybody. And he comes up and he just takes over and everyone loves him. So he does this thing.
Statesman.
And
he could have said whatever he wanted at that point.
He didn't have as much to drink as I did. And there's another story about that. So he introduces you guys. You guys are playing. I go to the back bar. And little do I know at the back bar, I was like, "Double vodka sodas, give me 3 and keep them coming until I'm done." And Ben comes to the back, and the guy behind the bar pouring the drinks is his brother Chris.
Yeah.
Chris Harper worked at the bar. And Chris says to Ben, "Who is that guy?" and Ben goes, That's Al. He
running the show.
He ran the event here. He goes, he's had 10 double vodka sodas in 12 minutes. And he goes, and then the only time in my life I've ever been awful, the worst I've ever felt was the next morning I checked into the hotel and I had sunglasses on the counter and I took it off to pay the hotel bills. And the lady said to me, "Sir, do you need medical attention?" And that's how bad. Like, and then Abby was driving. Abby had to drive.
Oh,
she was the girl at the front desk.
those poor girls, man.
She was the girl at the front desk.
Fuck me.
Sorry,
But anyways, Dio,
you smell like a distillery.
Honest to God.
Fame Cartel got up there,
Yeah.
and the skies opened up. We had a great night,
Fucking rocked it.
and it rocked.
It's nothing like a
fucking
hot
rocked
summer
it.
Do
night.
you remember?
Dude, rocked
Do you
it.
remember? Hey, Hearts has one go-to song, "The Killers,"
Oh, it's
Mr. Brightside.
Oh, yeah, yeah. All the boys got up there.
And Brady.
Chuck was up
Brady
there, yeah.
Chuck,
There was also somebody that wasn't supposed
that
to
little
be up
rat
there.
who ruined all
I
the
can't
photos.
remember who it was.
I
though.
got pictures of him.
Fuck, let's
coming for you.
expose him.
But I remember there's some guys.
A local or what?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Was he? I don't remember who it was.
Yeah, Harps.
I just remember Harps just kind of just being like, get the fuck out of here. Like, this is my mic.
You know what? I'll give a lot of respect to the guys in the Niagara region because Ben ran an event. He was a 1 or 2 year NHL guy. He did it for the kids there. And there was a kid named Mac Hollowell.
Yeah, he's a Toronto
Marcel
guy.
Dion. We had Gazzy.
Did Ludzik show up to that?
Steve Ludzik showed up.
Yeah, the boys.
And he was
They show up to everything.
Dion sang Mr. Brightside.
Marcel.
No, they just.
Marcel came, and he's probably one of the best. He's top 5 points of all time.
Yeah.
Dan Girardi.
Top 10.
I don't know who the fuck else was there. Buddy, I was so bombed. I just remember we rocked it.
You guys rocked.
You sing
The sound was good. The light, we had lighting.
And
It
by
was
the way,
like,
huge
I said
shout
all
out,
that.
Harps paid for open bar for
Yeah, he did.
everybody
He
that
did.
night. He paid for 250 people
Yeah, he did.
open bar that night. We might have spun her the night before at Casino Niagara, but he paid for her.
Yeah.
And then after that night, we went to the casino.
Oh,
Were you
yeah.
with us?
Oh, yeah.
So-
high roller table? This is the high roller table story?
So Harbs and I have some
just make sure we tell everybody that you should be gambling responsibly.
you should not, yeah.
gambling responsibly is not after
No,
9 gallons of Grey Goose. But we literally, if Harps ever listens to this, he'll die laughing. We went to the casino with a bunch of girls and a bunch of people and a bunch of NHL guys, and we went to a table. And I remember, it doesn't matter how much money we had on the table, but it wasn't like 10 grand. It might have been like $1,000 or I might have had $500. He might have had $1,000.
Yeah, it was definitely, high roller at that point was 500 minimum.
So Harps goes, "What do you think we should
was
do?"
money.
And I go, we're betting on black.
Yeah.
And I think he put down like $1,000,
Sure.
and I put down 500.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, here we go."
It's just us.
It's just us. I think you might have had 50 or 100 down.
No, I was out because I lost all my fucking money because that's what happens when I go to the
So
casino.
this is what happens.
That's what happens 90%
Every
of the time.
fucking time.
Harps has like maybe, and it was just, and he might have had 1,000 down because we might have started with like 200 each, and we might have run up to that. That's what I think happened. So we were playing with their money. I was like, one more spin, and then we're taking their money out of here. So he puts 1,000 down, and I put down 500. I might have had 1,000 down too. I don't remember. And this little piece of shit walks up,
Random guy.
and I am out of my mind. And he puts $25 on red. And I remember Harps is sitting at the table, and all he does
They're
is
like,
this.
what
All
the-
he does is this. He sees the guy put the bet down, and he looks at me, and I went, no. And I went behind Harps, and I picked up the chip,
The guy's chip.
and I threw it across the casino. And the guy goes, "What are you doing?" And now
Security
I'm
knows
one
now.
spin away from being gone.
Yeah,
Well, I'm gone.
yeah. We
I know
might have
I'm
been
gone.
done before that, to be honest, but
Yeah, we're going out with a bang. And the guy looks at me and goes, "What are you doing?" And I went, "No one bets against the boys, ever." And I remember Harv starts laughing, puts his head down, and the lady goes, "No more bets." And the ball's been and it gets on black, and we hit our bet. And he's like, "Yeah." And they're like, "We're paying you out, and it's time
home.
to go."
Get the fuck out of here.
So we took their money, and I saved that guy $25. That's the moral of that story.
There you go. Did he
throws the chip across it. I swear I've never. We got 2 casinos. I've lived in Niagara Falls my whole life. Never seen anybody do shit like that. It was one of the fucking funniest things I've ever seen.
Did he thank you for it after?
No, he had to go. He was under the fucking Jamaican blackjack table looking to get his fucking point. We laughed the whole way home. We're like, we not only told the guy to pound salt, we made money.
Yeah,
but
imagine it didn't go our way. Imagine you didn't.
I would have went and got the 25 and beat the piss out of him.
Oh, come on.
No,
you wouldn't have been telling the story.
It was just beat you up. If you're gonna gamble with the boys, you gamble with the boys. And like if a guy's got if you walk to a table and everyone's got money on the table, you bet with the guys. You gotta bet with the guys.
100%.
So how do you? Our parents never really taught us like what to believe in. How do you go from? Well, they don't give us the options
in terms of music, or like being an artist.
Find your own
how do you go from drafted hockey player to Fame Cartel?
Honestly, man, you just have to. I just wanted to. I always wanted to do something with music, and now because I didn't have hockey and I didn't have all that time, put into hockey. Wine.
Yeah, wine.
You don't need wine. You even drinking the wine? Yeah, he's drinking. Now that I had all that time, since I was, done playing, I wanted to dive into something new. And like my parents have always been supportive. Like they bought me my instruments. And
what do they do for a living?
My old man has always worked in like, chemical plants, all that kind of shit.
That explains a few things.
He came out of high school, like whatever, 18 years old. He was in the era of like, you could get a job for $35 an hour with
let me guess, chemical
job.
Waste.
No, it was, he worked for a vinyl company.
Okay.
And then he worked for, like a detergent company that made detergent. And now he works for like an aerosol company.
And
then my mom worked for like a market analyst company. Now she works for an HVAC company. She's always been like an operations manager.
But they're behind you.
Oh yeah.
In everything you do.
Oh yeah. My parents are super supportive in everything,
So you're appreciative?
Oh fuck yeah. No, they're the best. But to your question, I never got any pushback. I've always had jobs where I could support myself too. I think there's a difference between if you want to go be an artist and it's like, well, I'm going to go write songs and then I'm going to fucking become famous. It doesn't work that way. You need to be able to support yourself, especially now. Like it's not the 60s anymore where you could just kind of like flower power yourself into being an artist. Now you have to, support yourself in other ways, right?
Does it piss you off when you see a TikTok person?
Fucking goddamn TikTok, man.
No.
Fuck that.
I like TikTok. I got a guy at TikTok that I love. But I'm saying like...
We love TikTok.
I know. I get it.
Do you... Is there something to cutting your teeth? Is there something to the craft of writing a song, producing a song?
I think it's just straight up paying your dues. Like you have to learn how to write. You have to learn the production of it. You have to learn, you have to learn the game. If you don't know, to me, it's not worth it. If you just get into that game and you get and you're just like, I'm gonna, buy my way into this, and it just doesn't work because you won't have a long career with it. So for me, I wanted to learn from the bottom up. So I went to engineering school online, whatever, during COVID. Production school.
That's a
good
move.
Yeah, so I did that for a year. Learned how to songwrite. I started taking more guitar lessons and all that shit. Started playing live a bit more, and then all of a sudden I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna make this I'm gonna start releasing some of this music, right? So I released a couple songs, and people started listening to it, and it was really cool. It made me feel good because it was like a product. It's kind of like this podcast. Like you guys are proud of it because you put effort and time and yourself into it. People
support us.
Sure. And everybody's going to support you. Like your friends are going to support you. Now, do you blow up? If you blow up, you need to outsource that. You need to get people from across the planet to.
It's a lot easier to listen to a 2-minute song by you than a 2-hour podcast.
Yeah, I guess.
Less chance
you're right.
of falling asleep.
I guess you're right. Yeah. But
we'll keep it interesting.
Where the fuck was I going with that?
You released some songs.
Oh yeah, so I released a couple songs, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna really try here. So then I started branding, and so at this point I had Fame Cartel as my like band name or project name, I should say, because I never wanted it to. I'm not a very forward facing person. I'm starting to become that because you have to do that to push the music a little more. But I was never forward facing, so I wanted to make this like persona, right? This like I don't know how to explain it. Like I wanted to involve some mystery around it. I wanted to involve some.
Can we say like
drama?
Marshall Mathers, some shady,
right? Like you create
Eminem,
the persona,
like
and it's not that I'm making up. Like when I write a song, it's not that I'm making up, experiences. A lot of the songs I write are my experiences, but I'm portraying them through Fame Cartel, which is its own little brand. You know what I mean? It lets me detach from my personal life, and it lets me
be yourself.
Artistically, it lets me open up that way.
Yeah. So we're not holding you personally accountable.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's the alter ego of.
It's like your corporation.
It's no different than
like
Garth Brooks and Chris Gaines.
That's it.
Listen, it's Beauty and the Beef.
That's it.
I think you're so right, Chris. Like, we get to do things here that we maybe don't get to do from 8 to 5.
This is something,
and we enjoy it.
Yep.
We enjoy it.
This is an art in itself.
It's therapeutic.
We're having a conversation, but I said, like, you're speaking your mind. You're getting thoughts out that you would normally not get out. That's what I do with my music.
How often do you think, and this is for people listening, and I'll say this wholeheartedly, like, you'll agree with me. If there's something you want to do, go and do it.
Right.
Try it. The same way we're doing this podcast, the same way you're doing Fame Cartel. You don't need to be. I don't need to be a superstar with the podcast. You don't need to be. You're doing it because it's something you genuinely want to do.
Yeah.
To like, I have shitty days. You have shitty days. We all have bosses. We all have work. It's like we all have problems in our personal lives. We all have people that would fucking hound us or do things. This to me is like I get to come in here and talk to you and learn about what you're doing and not have to worry about the things in my life that are driving me crazy.
Sure.
And do you feel that way on stage?
I feel that way when I get in a studio. Yeah. I feel that way when I get on stage. You can kind of get that out. You know what I mean? You get to show people who you are. It's very vulnerable.
You know that when I text you and you're like, yeah, I'm working on something in the studio. I'm like, I don't text anymore because I'm like, that's his
yeah, like leave me alone.
Yeah, because I want you to come up with something great.
It's kind of like a bit of it, like it's like a meditation, a bit. It's not a meditation, but it feels like it that way. Like sometimes I'll just be down there for 3 hours. It felt like 15 minutes.
Do you feel like men our age, and I know you just turned 30, and I'm just a shade over 30. Do you feel that it's hard for? Yeah. Do you feel like it's hard for? I feel like there's a lot of men out there that are probably 30 to 50 years of age that go to work every day, come home, watch a hockey game, have a couple beers, and they all aspire to do something different. Some of them go snowmobiling, some play hockey 5 times a week.
Go to the gym.
How hard is it for you to pick up the ball and try something completely fucking different?
I think it's to me, it's very easy, but I think everybody gets caught up in what you look like when you do that. I think they get caught up in the way everybody's going to perceive them, and they're scared of it because it's like, okay, I'm kind of comfortable who I am now, but if I show myself in a different way, are people going to look at me and be like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Like, who is this guy? I mean, even like, okay, so you start
this is very different for us.
Yeah.
You get in your own head.
And then, you're like, in my head, I'm like, what? Okay, so this person thinks that I want to be a famous fucking musician, which is obviously the fucking end goal. But what you need to understand, and what I've understood, is it's not about like, you see that goal, but to reach that goal, there's so many. It's like the 1% rule, like you get 1% better every day kind of thing.
It's an evolution.
Yeah, but you have to, again, going back to like me starting with music production, it's like you got to start at the bottom, because if you don't know what the bottom is, how do you, like, you got to know the whole spectrum.
We don't know what the fuck we're doing.
100%. And you're going to learn quickly.
For you to walk in here and say, this is great, setup's great.
It's great.
I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Fucking right.
Well, I've even found we've just recently done some guests, episode 4 now. But I tend to listen more, and I contribute less. But when we're together, I contribute more. But that's only because I have 2 ears and 1 mouth. I like to listen.
Yeah.
And soak it in. But part of me is, as we're talking about this, I'm like, hey, I gotta say something. I gotta talk, because you're always thinking of that audience.
Right.
But you got to zone that out and just be
you got to something that I recently discovered about myself is that I always thought that I didn't really give a shit what everybody thought. But then as I started releasing music and you put yourself out there and they're like, they're your words and that's your guitar playing and your mix.
But is that you or is that Fame Cartel?
Both.
Is there so there's
pieces of me within it, but I kind of fit my piece into the template that is Fame Cartel.
Your music's not overly controversial like Eminem.
No. Mind you.
But you, his I watched a documentary on him last night on Prime. He's lyrically the best genius of all time.
Right.
I don't care.
I think that's subjective, though.
It is subjective.
Because it's controversial to who?
He's a rhyme, like he's got more lyrical rhymes,
obviously,
and he's like amazing.
So what kind of?
But he talks about things that are like, I almost feel like he talked about his upbringing in Detroit, but he's like so messed up that it grabbed an audience that like agreed with him and connected with him,
100%, man.
and the audience that were like, I do not agree with this guy.
He brought it to such an extreme. I mean, Eminem's not, obviously, I'm not a rapper here, but Eminem was so extreme that people who thought their lives were extreme now look at him and they're like, okay, man, well, maybe it's not so bad. But then he's got these songs that are very vulnerable too. Like he's very angry, but he also has a lot of songs like talking about his daughter or shit like that.
Yeah. Or that one song. What's the one song where he's talking about his girlfriend in the car and
Kim, where the car accident.
He drives it off the bridge.
But that's but that so
an Eminem bridge song.
But he kind of, what he does is he inputs his words into that template and then just kind of goes, well, that's not my words, that's Eminem's words, you know?
Yeah, and so he walks.
That's not me.
He's got a persona.
But it is him. It keeps you guessing almost. You know what I mean?
He's got three guys.
Also, I heard he's a great person.
I heard he's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But he's also had enough of the music business,
right?
For him
he's
to come
also
out
fucking he's a vanguard of
for him to come out at the Grammys last year.
Oh my god.
Well, he always said, I'll never go to the Grammys because all they ever do is have us here to have us lose to somebody else. So he lost Album of the Year to Norah Jones one year. Now,
Norah fucking Jones. Are you kidding me?
Hold on.
How do you even compare that?
Hold on.
Like fucking apples to a car.
I listened to Norah Jones' album, and her album is unbelievable.
Yeah. Beautiful music.
The problem is 5% of the population listen to Norah Jones, and radio plays Eminem.
Yeah.
So he's like, don't invite us all here. He's like, if I'm going to lose to, the quote is, if I'm going to lose to Kanye, I'm going to lose to Kanye. He's got a huge following. He's done a lot for music. I get it. I love Drake. Whatever. Do not bring us all to LA to lose to fucking Norah Jones. And I get it. Like the Grammys like, well, you're nominated. Come here. He's like, I will never go to the fucking Grammys ever again. And then last year.
Okay, back up though. I kind of disagree with that because what about, we're all in, as artists, you're all in that kind of chain together, whether you are just starting out, you're Norah Jones or you're Eminem. I mean, if you got a hit that comes out and
Norah Jones didn't have a hit like.
Sorry, how are these two being compared? Like, is this like it's song of the year?
It's album of the year, song of the year.
Album of the year. So no genre, it wasn't rock album of the year. It was just, this is the best production that was done this year.
So like, it would have been like.
Norah Jones, single story for Eminem. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Yeah, no. For sure.
Yeah, so she received 3 awards, including Record of the Year. So he lost Record of the Year to Norah Jones. Yeah. And that's like his Eminem album, the white and black one with is the banger. Mm-hmm. The problem is that he's also a poor white kid from Detroit, losing to Norah Jones, who has a more of a mainstream, would connect with people that vote. That's the reality.
I feel like you listen to Norah Jones when you're at like the doctor's office.
Dentist, yeah.
The dentist, yeah.
Norah Jones is like, she's actually the album.
What's the song?
Don't know why.
Put in Norah Jones' best song. You'll know it, and it's a great song. Sing it, Dio.
I don't know. I think that. Don't know why. That's the best one.
Don't know why.
That's like easy rock, fucking dentist office music.
However,
but
you have to listen to the whole album.
Still a great song.
You have to listen to the whole album. Song. The whole album is very well produced.
Yeah, it's a whole storyline too.
The problem with it is the people that vote for that shit don't respect a poor white kid from Detroit.
Yeah.
And he sold,
Especially at that time.
You think so?
Especially at that
fucking
time.
right.
I would say that time.
Like,
But again, like,
do you really
I
think
don't
they
know.
want? Do you really think they want to give Drake award after award? Do you really think they want to give?
No, it's bad for business.
It's bad for fucking business. But you know what?
Point there,
In fairness, they've changed the business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, rappers run the world.
100%.
These guys own the marketplace. They own radio.
Yeah.
Like, what's the guy's name? Guy from Atlanta. Or like Travis Scott.
Ludacris.
Luda. What's your favorite rap artist?
I'm gonna go. I mean, I hate getting asked questions. Not hate getting asked questions like that, but I hate putting my favorite. But I would say
Top 3.
Jay-Z,
Yeah.
like maybe J. Cole. I really love J. Cole's fucking.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I like that.
I listen to a lot. A lot of the music I make is actually influenced by rap music.
I was gonna say you're a good mix between.
Yeah,
Rap, funk,
that's the
like-
thing, because I think there's still a market. There's a rock market. People want rock music. When you
sure.
go to a fucking rock show, you're like, yes.
NASCAR,
Like, there's
rock
a thing
everywhere.
They love it. It's like it's more organic than like rap. Okay,
Yeah.
but when you have a raps. When you have so sorry to bring this back into perspective here.
Tuck in your jean vest, figure out what you're going to say, and
Yeah.
be
you.
perfect.
No, so I bring elements of rap music. So like heavy 808, like the bass, the sub
What
basses.
does that mean? Heavy 808.
Producer Zach will know what I'm talking about. 808. So if you're looking at a spectrum of like,
Is that Zach's vest? Because he's not wearing one.
you don't like my fucking
Is that like when the Outcast says heavy on the 808?
yeah.
Sing it. No, I
808.
want to hear you sing it.
No. That's what he does.
Can
He's
you
a
guys
singer,
harmonize?
right? I'm
You
not
two?
gonna fuck. I don't know.
All right, I'm. Ooh.
In 808, so you fucking guys, these guys. You know when you go to a concert and you feel the bass in your chest?
When Shania hits it, I
No,
fucking
not
feel
when
it.
fucking
I
Shania.
fucking feel
We're going
it.
Shania.
Giddy up.
Yeah.
No, so
man, I feel like
I bring
a woman.
what I'm
Boom,
trying to
boom,
say to
boom.
you, Al,
Sorry.
is I bring in elements of rap music and the new stuff. Like what we were saying is like rap is killing the game right now. Everything you hear, every hit single, the Cardi B's of the world, they're all using that very modern sound, right? So I try to incorporate a lot of that sound with the sound that we're talking about.
Cool.
Like when you go to a rock show, you get that, it's angsty, right?
Okay, you ready for a tough one?
Okay.
Favorite artist all time?
Kings of Leon.
Really?
Kings of Leon. Strokes are a very close second.
Really?
The Strokes.
Strokes.
Everybody.
And then I don't know, man. I'm a very
Hey, by the way, when you
that's not the
sing,
Strokes.
Beauty, my DMs just light
just
up.
fucking.
The girls are spinning.
Oh yeah.
Favorite song of all time?
Wait till we get Fame here singing.
Favorite song of all time. Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd.
Never heard of them.
I would also say Cold Desert by Kings of Leon. It's the last track on Only by the Night, 2008. Fucking, you want to cry? That shit'll get you.
I'm crying tonight for sure.
Yeah.
Do you favorite album?
Favorite album. Fuck. I mean,
if you're sent to a desert island with a record player and one fucking record, what is it? You're up next, Beauty.
Only by the Night, Kings of Leon.
Really?
That's the one that had Sex on Fire,
yeah.
Closer,
You'd
Cold
love that,
Desert. Yeah. I Want You.
If I send this clip to Kings of Leon and say this is the guy that loves you more than anybody and you need to collaborate with him, are you okay with that? And if we did that and they responded, would you lose your fucking shit?
I would lose my mind, but I don't want to collaborate. I want them to give me their opinion. I want not opinion.
I like that.
I would like more direction.
Help.
Yeah, not
As a new artist, you want help.
yeah. I don't want them to play the guitar on my song. I want them to be like, "That's a cool riff that you just played on the guitar."
Yeah, keep that.
Or
up. Do that.
I like
Are they
keep-
a Vegas band? Where are they from?
they're from Nashville, or sorry, no, they're from. They live in Nashville now. They're from they're Tennessee guys or Oklahoma.
One or the other.
One of the two.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
You don't have to know where you're from if you love them.
Sure. No.
Your favorite band of all time?
Mine. I gotta say AC/DC.
Are you
really
fucked?
I love AC/DC.
I mean, yeah, okay.
No, but like,
For Those About to Rock is a track.
that album.
It's such a track.
TNT. I love TNT. That just gets me jacked up.
What about you?
See me ride out of the sunset on a color TV screen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's really good,
I
actually.
like
It's
that.
my karaoke jam.
What about you?
Me? There's only one man alive. George Strait.
George Strait?
Fucking Christ.
There's only one man alive, and that's George Strait.
Run.
I like country. Don't get me wrong. We were listening.
Run
We listened
is
to
the
country
greatest
for like
song of all
fucking
time.
3 hours today. I like it, but it's like really. That's like that. That's what does it for you.
Here's the thing for me
Really?
with George Strait. He's
Zach, you're
got
next.
more number one hits than anybody
Yeah.
else in the history of music.
Is that a fact,
Yeah.
or is that just country
It
music?
is a
It's
fact.
country music, but don't fucking matter.
Yeah, that's a
Fact of
fucking
country-
see.
country music.
See this?
Actually, yeah, but he's got probably more number ones. It doesn't matter.
It's a fact unless you've got Google right here.
Yeah.
Zach, don't do that.
Oh boy.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with George Strait. Here's the thing with George Strait that I love, and I think it speaks to like Kings of Leon for you. I connect with more George Strait songs, whether it be Amarillo by Morning or Cheyenne or Run to me is like the greatest song ever written. It's the greatest song performed. We're gonna go see him in Milwaukee, and when he plays Run, it'll just be, I'm not going to talk to anybody. I'm just going to sit there, sunglasses on, and probably cry. It's like my.
That's your guy.
He's my guy.
The whole vibe too. Like, do you ever think about like? So something I focus on is like the brand of it. Like, what does George Strait,
Chevy trucks,
represent?
Chevy trucks.
He
cowboy
represents.
hats,
He represents the good old boy.
purity,
hardworking.
purity.
Really?
Yeah, like he's a pure, normal, good. He's like my
straight shooter.
He's the way my granddad should be. Like he's the way.
Sure.
He's a good.
Okay,
person.
so do you think that affects you?
I think it's a goal.
That affects
I think it's a
your
goal.
answer.
I think it's a goal.
Okay.
I think if I,
It's the way it makes you feel.
I've never seen him shitty in an interview. I've never seen him shitty with a fan online. I've never seen him blow up. And his music connects with me. And I'm like, every single one of his songs, whether it takes me back to a point in my life that I always like, it's always a good time.
Junior Farmer dances.
That like nostalgic feeling.
Junior Farmer dances,
two-stepping.
Road trips,
Roping.
Fuck me.
like certain girls.
Yeah.
Sure,
like the best,
sure.
like the best times.
It's crazy how like one song will like evoke a.
This is what I tell people, and here's the power of music. Music is the one thing that you can. There's no other thing like it. I can walk into a bar and I can order a bottle of Miller High Life, and I can remember having Miller High Life at Talladega with my buddy Dave and his dad and his father-in-law. I can go somewhere and I have a steak, and I can be like, oh, this is good. It reminds me of so and so.
Of this.
A song literally takes you to a certain place in your life with a certain girl or a certain person.
100%.
And it's like, I know I hear a song and I'm like, God, that's my high school girlfriend song or whatever. And I hear George Strait and I'm like,
Run.
when I hear Run, I don't want to get into it, but I'm like, Run to me is the greatest song ever written. It is a song that if I'm having a bad day, I put that thing on the stereo and I shut the blinds and I dance in the kitchen and I sing it. And I'm like, there's some,
maybe it's not so bad,
Yeah.
It
changes
I
your
have a song
perspective.
like that too.
what is it?
I was into the Chris Stapleton vibe going for a bit.
Oh my God, that guy's so fucking good.
Are you happy we're going to see Chris Stapleton and George Strait?
And George Strait, yeah.
And Little Big Town?
Is this the Milwaukee?
Yeah.
I'm fucking coming.
You're coming? You can come.
I have anyways. We'll discuss that
You
offline.
plus one. I had a buddy of mine passed away a few years ago, and just out of nowhere, and he was a police officer in Ottawa, so there's a huge funeral for him and everything. And just as the night went on, we were in this recreational center or whatever downtown, and my one buddy's like, he did the speech for him in front of like probably 300 people. And as the night went on, they're just like, get the music out, and this guy's going to sing. This guy's going to sing.
Who was?
Me.
Oh, you?
Yeah, they're like, this guy's going to sing. And we had been...
How many people were there?
We've been getting into it, probably like 300 people.
Holy fuck.
We've been getting into some drinks to celebrate his life.
That helps.
To celebrate his life.
Helps.
Oh, yeah.
It's a pretty sad story. He had like an 8-month-old daughter, and it was not
Sorry,
good.
man.
Brain cancer.
That sucks.
Yeah.
What's his name? He was a police officer. What's his name?
Yeah. Kyle was his first name.
Kyle's his first name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
We called him Hollywood because he was
Nice.
extreme.
Beauty.
He was a beauty. And so
You were the beef that night.
I
He
was the beef.
beauty.
So I sang Broken Halos by Chris Stapleton.
Yeah,
what
man.
a sad song.
What a song. And actually on Joe Rogan's podcast, he interviewed him. That's a great interview, by the way.
It is.
Yeah, it
great.
is.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And he said that song is about friends. He wrote that for friends that have died too young. And I didn't know that at the time, actually. So that just gave me a chill down my spine when I
Yeah.
say it. But at the time, I sang that song, and it just meant something to me, and I liked to sing it, and I didn't know that's what it was for, and I didn't know that his meaning behind it. But now, and when I listen to that, it was just like, wow, so every time I sing that song, I think of that guy, and
Yeah.
that's the song, right?
That right there is why I make music. I want to get to that point where somebody sits down and it's like brings tears to their eyes, or they just cannot stop dancing to it.
Yeah.
Like that to me is the coolest thing that I could accomplish in music, regardless of if I fucking sell records, regardless of if you like it or you like. If there's that one person who comes up to you or DMs you that's like, man, I cannot stop playing this song. Like that is the goal for me, and it took me about a year to realize that. At first, my goal was, and I'm bringing this back to the Fame Cartel thing, but to me, at first, there was the goal. Okay, I want to play fucking Lollapalooza at 6:00 on Saturday.
You sat here 2 years ago, and you're like,
I was here, by the way.
You were here, yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
We had a Johnny Walker Blue Label.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I forgot
I want
about
to
that.
fucking play stadiums, and I want to do this. And now I feel like you're fucking just calmed down, and
you calm down because you realize how fucking insane that goal is. To me, in my head, it's like I could do that tomorrow, but I fucking couldn't. It wouldn't. And it's also wouldn't be a representation of like me musically, right? If you go up, it's like scaling a business. If you want to scale a business, you need to have the infrastructure there to support the orders that are coming in, to support the money that's coming in. You can have the best product in the world, but fail because you're not ready to be there, right? So again, back to your point to end this off here, that's my goal. The story that you just had about that song would be the coolest thing. You know what I mean?
If you had someone come to you, if you released an album and someone came to you and said, I had something happen in my life and you changed my life.
Yeah.
That's one person's the goal.
Fucking right it is, man.
It doesn't matter. Nothing else matters. And I feel like I do charity events and I like Harvest event.
Yeah.
If I can teach one kid to play hockey, and that's why he's an unbelievable too. Like you lead in and you do those things. And I think that's like the message. I think the message is like, hey, we love you. We support you 100%. Fame Cartel's got a new album coming out. How many? Tell
Single.
us about single.
Got a new single coming out.
Okay, well tell
and
us
then
about what you're doing.
so right now,
What are you working on?
I got a single coming out March 24th called One More Night. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna release a couple singles and then I'm gonna group them together on an EP. Like maybe like a 5-song EP.
One second. Can you explain the difference between the old days of putting out a single and putting out an album? Is it changed?
Yeah. So but back in the day, it was like you put out an album and you would sell that album and
In a disc.
Or a disc, even CDs.
Kids don't know what CDs are.
Fucking CDs are actually the highest quality
Sound
that you can get. Anyway, besides the fact.
Okay.
So you used to be able to sell a record and you used to be able to push it, and people would show up to a record store, or when you sold a CD, people would show up to like Walmarts and shit like that to get the CD and put it in their hand and be like, oh, this is great. Because they couldn't listen to it. They couldn't listen to it anywhere else. Now, because it's so, man,
it's available.
I think there's 10 or 30,000 songs. It might even be more.
There might be 10 or 30,000 podcasts too, for the record.
Per day being uploaded to these streaming platforms. So how do you get people's attention? And you work so hard on this. If you want to sell an album, you work so hard on these 12 songs or 10 songs.
So is it more economically? Is the reason why they put out singles is it's less money?
Yeah, and also to put out a single, dude, it costs about 60,000. There it is, 60,000 a day on submitted to Spotify.
Okay, so
one platform.
Yeah,
it's wild.
So if you're sitting at home and you're a 10-year-old kid listening to this with your parents, we hope, okay. Or a 16-year-old or a 20-year-old, or actually no,
anybody.
If you're a 25-year-old, 30-year-old, 40-year-old, doesn't matter. How much does it cost to release a song?
Right. Okay.
If you aspire, my little daughter told me this week she wants to be a singer and an actress.
It's the best.
She's like, Dad, I want to be a double threat.
She's fucking beautiful. I love that.
Well, yeah.
You're in trouble, pal.
I'm in deep shit. But here's the thing that I love about her is she says, Dad, I want to be a singer and actress. And I'm like, Dad's got some resources. And Dad will go to the ends of the earth to help you do whatever you want to do, as long as it's economically sound,
sure,
ethically correct,
sure,
and all those things, as we would all do for people around us, friends, family, whatever.
Sure.
I just want you to explain to people, how much does it cost to release a single? If you were sitting at home and you didn't know what the fuck you were doing, if you need to write a song, produce a song, cut a song, distribute a song, is it $5,000? Is it $100,000? What?
It depends on the quality that you're looking for. It depends on. It depends if you're writing an album or a single. So if you're one single. So we're gonna talk modern. So I'm gonna assume that you have some kind of like home studio that you can record into and then send it to an engineer. So you buy a interface, which is basically what we're going through right now.
Yeah.
That's where the audio goes through. That's about $1,000. So okay,
we're 1,000 deep.
We're 1,000 before we even fucking sing a note. Okay. So then you record.
We're 1,000 before we sing a note.
You record this song.
Absolutely.
You record this song. You're like, okay, this is good. This is what I want to send to a mix engineer. Mix engineer balances frequencies, makes sure it's an exciting song. That is probably between $400 and $500. It could get up to $1,000 or $2,000.
$2,000. Okay, go.
So let's ballpark it. Let's say it's $600 for a mix and a master. Okay.
And if it's in the music business, everything costs double. We're at $2,000.
Okay, we're at $2,000. now, because people are releasing music, 60,000 fucking songs a day. How do you get in front of people? Marketing. Now you have to buy a photographer. Okay, so you buy a photographer that's going to give you 30 shots for $1,500, which is fucking crazy.
$3,500.
Which is insane. So you have that. You want to do a video? You want to do a video? You're talking $2,000 to $5,000, maybe 10.
7,500.
It's called going. Yeah. Okay.
And then do a couple of bad podcasts. Us free.
Sure.
Wine,
and then at the end of the day, you need to get that music in front of people. So you're buying ads
online.
$2,500.
$10,000 a single.
Hypothetically. I would say it's anywhere between $2,000 and $10,000, depending on what you want to do. Now, Canadian. If you put something out that's at $2,000, it'll be good. But is it going to be great? I don't know. It just really it depends on the team you have around you, all that kind of shit. So for me, putting out, I mean, I'm an average guy, just like the fucking next guy. Like, I don't have millions of dollars to be putting into this.
We get Kings of Leon.
No fucking shit.
You.
No shit.
Dear Kings of Leon, time to get on fucking board.
You know who we need? Our boy fucking John Wayne.
Get your sex on fire.
John Wayne needs to answer his goddamn DMs.
Should we tell that story?
Remember that?
John Wayne.
No, this guy's he's a mix engineer.
So Dio and I are in a bar.
He did one of my favorite records.
Dio and I are in a bar in Hamilton, his hometown.
Shout out Hamilton. What a fucking spot.
We're in a place called
The Mule.
The Mule.
Mexican joint.
And I believe in the guy so much that I was like, if I could get you any producer you want, who do you want? He's like, John Wayne. I was like, John Wayne's fucking dead.
You're like, what are you talking about?
I was like, what are you talking about? He goes, no, there's this guy named John Wayne. and I might have made a couple of shekels betting sports that night. And I said, give me his name. So we Google him, whatever. And I DM'd him. I was like, I'll give you
$1,000 right now.
Right fucking
now. He didn't even heard the
He
song. Could have been a fucking
song.
opera song. No idea.
Yeah, it's bad. And I was like, I'll give you $1,000. So here's the deal, John Wayne. First of all, you didn't respond, and I'm pissed off at you. He's from Texas?
L.A. Close.
I'm sure he's not busy.
Yeah.
John Wayne, Fame Cartel. Like, I also think there's something to be said for, like, imagine a kid from Ontario understanding that there's one guy in the world that could make his life fucking change.
40,000 people in California, and you're the one guy I want to reach out to. Like, let's
not
go.
40,000. There's 10 million.
Sorry, 40. I thought it was 40 million. I thought they had more. I thought they had more than Canada.
California?
40,000.
Yeah, no, you're right.
14.
No.
20 New York, 14 LA.
Okay. Well, I have no fucking idea.
At the end of the day, I was like, could you? I think that's like a valid point. My mic broke, so I'm dealing with stuff. I think there's a valid point of Fame Cartel is in Ontario, Canada. And this is the world we live in. He surfaces the internet and he finds a guy named John Wayne in LA that he like adores and wants to. It's no different. I have a buddy, Justin Fancy in Newfoundland, and he has a guy that that connected with him. I think I don't want to say his name because I don't want to screw her up. But he went to Santa Monica and he dealt with him, and he's like they're working together. I think the fact that you told me John Wayne, like, we can start a GoFundMe for you to work with John Wayne.
Yeah, we'll see.
John Wayne, I'm not done with you.
No, fuck, we're going to reach out to this guy.
No, I think
that's going to be a hot take. John Wayne, I need you, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
let's go.
Hey, you know what? You got a guy who's willing to work with you. He's super talented. We didn't even plan this. This should have been planned. We didn't even plan it.
Yeah. Before we go, what's your favorite? I got to ask you this. The favorite song you produced?
Honestly, the favorite song I produced is the last one I did is called Money Where Your Mouth Is. It's where I caught stride sonically. It's where I caught stride in a musical sense, production wise. I have a good team of engineers around me now, and that's the song that made me want to make more music. So, I guess, are we running out of time here?
We're never out of time.
So again, I have a single coming out on the 24th of March. It's called One More Night.
Can we put a clip of it on the end of this?
Yeah, we can, for sure. And then as we were saying, so I'm spreading my money out. So I'm doing an EP that's going to come out maybe in May, with another single that's going to be like that. You know, you put a single out and it's like, here, listen to this song, and then you put the EP behind it, and then they're like, okay, well, I like this song, so I'm going to listen to the next 5. Yeah. So that's my plan.
Nice.
I'm selling merch. Did I bring some with me here?
Don't worry about it. Just keep talking. We'll sell it.
So I brought these for you guys for having me on the podcast.
Thanks, man.
So I'm selling. I got these bracelets here. Those are whatever, $10-15, whatever. But these are free for you, obviously. But
what's the gold?
I like
so
these.
The thing I do is my it's black and gold. It's very it's got that luxurious feel to it.
You're part of the cartel.
Yeah, it's got that it's got that underground feel to it. I sell sweaters.
I love them.
I sell T-shirts. I sell bracelets. So the reason why I'm bringing these out is because this is what makes me money to
finance your dream.
Yeah. And I would like to do a giveaway with you guys eventually in some capacity. So I'll sponsor it, or we'll see what's going on there. But
so I have a giveaway idea right now.
Okay.
Always with the giveaway ideas.
I like giveaways.
What is it?
I'll tell you what. Where's your band from? Hometown?
Niagara Falls.
Okay. We need 80 people at. I'm gonna think about this.
Computing.
I need 80 people at $50 each.
Okay.
I'll clear all the furniture out of my living room. We have a concert right here in the Chateau de Buff.
That'd be sick.
First 80 people at $50 each.
Yeah.
And you come here with your band and you perform.
Yeah.
I hope the floor can hold 80 people.
I will figure it out.
I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about me. So could we do Fame Cartel, VIP, private party, open bar, 50, 80 people?
Fuck yeah.
40, it's say 50 people at $50 each.
$50.
$50.
It's a Fame Cartel kegger.
Yeah.
It's a
but it's a fucking premium product, right?
And
premium.
And I'll get all the
that's the point.
I'll get all the booze donated by, I know some great people with great vodka sodas, great seltzers, beers. We'll serve it right at, and here's the other thing. We'll set the bar up right in our studio. We'll run the bar right here. My buddy Glenn will come around the bar. 50 at $50 is $2,500. $2,500 would help you release a single.
Fucking right, it would. Help me release an EP. It'd help me release a lot of stuff.
Okay, so the deal is 50-50. If you want to come to the Chateau de Boeuf, hang out with Beating the Beef and Fame Cartel, it's $2,500. We're not keeping a penny. Every dollar is going to go to you to support you, okay?
100%. Yeah.
Is that cool?
That's ideal.
Is that cool?
That's
You just
fucking
got to
tight.
sing your heart out.
That's
And the
tight.
location is Fergus, Ontario.
Sick.
So you have to be like, the Niagara folks will be buzzing.
We got a bus going.
You don't need
do
a
it.
bus. We want the money in the local community. We want people to stay here.
Yeah, I feel you.
Can we do that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, I like that. It's a good idea.
Hey, we are huge fans of Fame Cartel.
Stay tuned for the date.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna and here's the way.
Probably the summer.
I'm not promoting shit. It's fucking you.
I gotta
You're
promote
doing it all
this.
because
Okay.
part of being an artist is believing in yourself, and we believe in you. We love you so much. We love what you're doing. You're such a great friend of our team and Chris and I,
Thanks,
and
boys.
we believe in you so much.
Thank you.
So we're gonna do the Fame Cartel Chateau de Boeuf party.
We got
Yeah.
to mention, too, Fame's the reason for our intro song.
Oh, yeah.
Fame did our intro song.
Fucking
There
right.
you go.
We didn't do it tonight. We got shit about it last episode, how bad it fucking sounded because we didn't know what we're doing because we're still learning.
Yeah.
Always learning.
We're going to get better.
Always
hey, we're
learning
learning
better.
the way you learned.
But
Yeah,
the rattlesnake
exactly.
is my favorite.
You like that?
That's a
Yeah.
rattlesnake, just so you
I
know.
thought that you liked that touch.
My idea.
So Zach's getting stressed here. We've lost a few things. We gotta hammer out here.
All right,
I don't
let's
even know
go.
what that means.
Okay, boys.
We're signing out.
Chief.
Fame Cartel.
Thanks for coming by, man.
Follow him on Instagram, TikTok. He doesn't have TikTok.
I will.
He's getting it.
I'm gonna get it.
Instagram,
Get one.
TikTok, YouTube. Support our friend Chateau de Boeuf Fame Cartel party. 50 people at $50. Open bar. Let's go.
Beauty and
go.
the beef.
Let's go. Love you, buddy. You're the
guys.
best.
Thanks, boys.